Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Don't Argue Podcast. Hope you guys are well. Thank you again for tuning in. We're going to be talking about West Coast Eagles versus Fremantle Dockers. Probably my favourite matchup every year. And then though, before I get into it, DJ, hit that intro. Alright guys, hope you're well. Thank you again for tuning in. Hope you've had a good week, and if you haven't, I hope I can sort of cheer you up. Alright, here we go. So, West Coast are hosting the Fremantle Dockers over in Optus Stadium for the 58th RAC Derby. In what I think a lot of people are probably going to be saying is the biggest chance the West Coast Eagles do have. Now, I just want to touch on West Coast Eagles. Obviously, they had their game last week against the Richmond Tigers, a team that I admire a lot in Richmond, beating them 109 points to 70 in what I can only describe was a very methodical, ruthless type of a game, right? It was a pretty full-on game there, and in saying that, I just whether you like it or not, West Coast Eagles turn up for the game, all right? Obviously, the likes of Waterman having an absolute day out, Jack Darling, Harley Reid, McGovern, Tom Burris, Petroselli, they were all out in force, West Coast Eagles. And I suppose that's probably what I'll say for them. Now, we turn to Fremantle Dockers. Now, Fremantle, I'm not sure if you have or haven't. Have you recovered from our last two games? Have you recovered from the game against Port? I guess those sort of questions that are running through my mind. I've just overcome it. I haven't been watching much AFL media. I don't tend to when Fremantle lose. Much to the detriment, perhaps, of me and knowing what on earth is happening, so to speak. But it is what it is. Now, look, Fremantle Dockers, right? We come into this game here, obviously not as underdogs, but as a team that I think a lot of people are looking at. And what I think is really funny is, despite our two close losses, I think there are some people out there that are discrediting that and actually thinking that it's actually more on the line of disappointing, and some people are actually saying that it's actually a reflection that we are not that good. Now, I think it's funny how people do think that, in all honesty, thinking that we're not good just because we had two close losses to two very good teams who, I might add, are most likely going to be in the top 8. However, there are two losses, and I suppose to a degree there is, there's a little bit of weight to that argument. Now, Fremantle, we know our deficiencies, our efficiencies, and all that stuff there, but I just need to touch on this game here, particularly with West Coast. The reality is I trust my backline. I trust our backline. I trust our D-line, however you want to call it, right? The likes of Pierce, Ryan, Aish, Clark, Walker, Draper, the usual suspects, right? I have my utmost faith in them that they'll be able to stifle whatever attack it is that West Coast bring. My concern and continual concern is, before I touch on Sean Darcy, etc., the forward line. Now, it's all good and well to have the odd game where one or two forwards are sort of the shining light, so to speak, and then everyone else is sort of, trying to discover what a footy looks like during the game. It's just not good enough. We need everyone to sort of be firing on all cylinders. Now, obviously, I criticise the likes of Walters, Matthew Johnson, Taberner, etc. And I'm not sure how the coach is really going to, use the team, so to speak, and place these players around. But the reality is Fremantle desperately need to desperately meet the, we need to equal the standard that the backline is producing in our forwards, all right? We need to. I haven't touched on the mids because I think the mids are just as good, honestly, as our backs. Fife, Sarong, Brayshaw, Young, right? Sharp, etc. But in saying that, generally speaking, I feel like our forward pack needs to meet the standard that the backs are producing. And I think if we can do that, then that's when we can sort of get a clear goal and a clear path, pun intended. Now, back to Sean Darcy. We all know Sean Darcy, as touched on by the coach there, Justin Longmuir, yesterday. He's touch and go at the moment. There's no certainty. However, I think as fans, we're all collectively optimistic about his return to the team. Now, obviously, if he does come back, then Luke Jackson can hopefully roam around the forward pack, right in the forward line. And then there's also word as well that Michael Frederick, will be back to hopefully do some more backflips. In saying that, though, in all seriousness, we do miss his pace and his speed and his strike. Right? Heath Chapman, apologies, was probably leaning more on the side of no. However, we don't know. Right? We just don't know whether the coach was trying to G us up there or whatever it is. Anyway, that's my thoughts there on the current squad. The reality is, I like what Walker's been producing. I like what Draper's been producing, right? Particularly Draper. I think he's a bit of an unsung hero considering how young and how much of a rookie he is, right? Luke Ryan, do I need to say more? I don't think so. But yes, I think this game here, it's about nullifying West Coast in their midfield. How do I say this? With all due respect, the Richmond Tigers, they're a bit low on troops there. I don't take anything away from the victory, by the way, the West Coast Eagles had, but the reality is they were definitely down on troops. I'm not obviously their backline, not something that I'm worried about. All right, and I you can take that as respectfully or as disrespectfully as you want. I'm not worried about their backline. I'm not really worried about their forward line. Maybe their midfield, particularly with Gibney. Apologies, and Harley Reid there, the youngsters. They seem to look a little bit fresh, to be fair with you, and it's a good kind of freshness, to be fair. It's cool to see. But in saying that, though, I am not. What's the word? I'm not stressing, to be fair with you. Fremantle just need to get they just need to click, right? From the forwards just need to click. The backs are doing their jobs. Majority of the time, the mids are doing their jobs. We just need the forward line to do their job, right? That's it. That's literally the clear message I'm trying to throw. And obviously with Sean Darcy back in the pack, that allows Luke Jackson to obviously run and gun, so to speak. But it also just, Sean Darcy attracts a lot of players around him, right? Whether he has the ball, whether he's going out for a hit out, there's just a lot of attraction there that I think we've missed. We've got to remember Sean Darcy's our number one ruckman, and we've done well considering. But now that he's back in the fold, there's a lot more options, right? O'Driscoll, is he going to get a game? I'm not sure. Cooper Simpson, is he going to get a game? All right, those are the questions that are sort of going through my mind here. Possibly we might see a Cooper Simpson debut. Maybe, right? Maybe. Right, but all I'm saying is that it's good to have Freddie back. Yeah, Sarong, Brayshaw, all those suspects I touched on before. I do not at all. I'm not worried about what they're going to bring. I'm not worried about the back line. It is just really the forward pack. And look, another reason why I head into this game here confident that we'll win and have to and win well, to be fair, is psychologically we came so close to those two last games. We should have won. We didn't. Who knows if it's going to bite us in the end? But the point is, the reality is, those two games there, we didn't get the job done. All right? And I'm sure we'll be fuming, we'll be upset, we'll be hurting. So we come into this game here as somewhat the quote-unquote hurt team, so to speak. And I think that's probably why people are talking about our fragility, so to speak. And perhaps thinking why, that's probably the big reason why we come in here despite being, the team to win. That's why I think a lot of people have that sneaking thought that West Coast Eagles could pull the rug under our feet. And I'm here to stand by my stance. All right, we'll win well. I do expect a big scoreline win, 40 plus points. Okay, I don't take that back. I understand that derbies are, you throw form out the window. But Fremantle, if you are here to really try and show who you are and your worth, etc., and that you're a top 8 team, we need to win well. All right, obviously, you take a win, but we need to win well. We need a statement win here, And so I'm backing the boys to win, and I'm just hoping that the forward pack can click in tandem with one another. But yeah, that's it. Whoever the coach selects, I wish them well, obviously, and hope they do a good job on the West Coast Eagles. Yeah, you guys know my thoughts on the West Coast Eagles. I don't like them. Full stop. End of story. It is what it is. But look, I can't lie to you. You know, I admire Harley Reid, and that's just the way it goes. But in saying that, I'm done. Give me thoughts. Take it easy. See you guys next time. Go the Dockers, and don't argue.